This was my first acrylic painting on a canvas ever. I followed a tutorial by some art teacher with a funky looking hairstyle. He was a nice art teacher. But the result of my painting didn't turn out as nice as his was. So I thought to myself, hey, maybe I'm just not good in landscape. I decided to paint Elsa's eye on a canvas some days later. I didn't follow any tutorial at the time, and I got even more disappointed with myself. So I stopped painting with acrylics and got afraid of painting on canvases because I didn't want to waste them with my terrible art. 5 years later, I challenged myself to paint on canvas again.
Are you ready, kids?
Aye, aye, Captain!
I can't hear you!
Aye, aye, Captain!
Good! In you go!
So, who lives in a pineapple and under the sea? Who lives? I forgot the lyrics, oh my god. So hey guys, what's up? So in today's video, I'll be taking you on a journey on how I decided to paint this pirate guy from that SpongeBob intro guy from start to finish. So let's begin, shall we? I'm like channeling Joanna Cedia's vibe right now. So let's just introduce the sunglasses as well. Let's channel in Joanna Cedia's vibes into this video. Okay. So the first thing that we need to do with this painting here is the sketching phase. So on day 1, I started the sketching phase. I started to sketch the face of this pirate guy, which by the way, the name of the pirate guy is Painty. Yeah, I thought it was Patchy the pirate, but Patchy the pirate was the other guy. This pirate's name was Painty the pirate because it's made out of paint, so he's like Painty the pirate. Yeah, I don't need to explain that, but yeah, what I need to explain is I first sketch out the face of the pirates onto my sketchbook here. I don't know if you can see that. Just so that I can get like, you know, a good feeling of how the pirate's face is. So if this is my first try, the guy looks a bit squish, you know, so I tried to like widen it a bit on the second try. So this is the second try, and yeah, it looks a bit too wide at that point. So I was like, you know what, maybe the third time is the charm. So yeah, I was wrong. It didn't require 3 sketches to get to this point. So what I did was I actually stopped the sketching onto my sketchbook because I rethink back, am I really going to directly sketch onto this canvas here? From my experience of painting on canvases is that when you sketch on here and you made a mistake and you like erased it, you can't really erase a lot of this because it will stain the heck out of the canvas. And I'm left-handed, so if you don't know, left-handed artists stain the paper like crazy. So I've chosen the grid method to transfer my sketch onto the canvas here. And let me tell you, I have never tried this grid method, so I didn't even know how to like put grids onto the photo. I researched more on the internet on like grids, auto grids that put like grids on automatically onto my photos. So I found one and finally I managed to do it. So yeah, I got a black and white grid. Oh, this grid here with the black and white photo of this photo reference. I just immediately start away with the canvas and the whole sketch. And then when I finished, I realized that this photo is stretched out. I don't know if you can notice it or not, but I noticed it. It looks very stretched out. So you know what I had to do? I had to go against my rule, which is erasing the canvas. Yes, I had to erase the canvas back and then just print this photo and then just manually do the grids again and then finally finish with the sketch. Yeah, the beginning of the painting was already a hassle, and yeah, I immediately procrastinate after that because it was just too hard for me. So okay, so I'm going to remove these glasses because you can see the reflections, and that's the reason why I hate wearing glasses in my videos. So Are you surprised there is another glasses? Yeah. So on second day, which is the day that I started to paint this painting here, I start the painting process by making an underpainting. So if you don't know what an underpainting is, I can't even explain it myself because I just seeing people do it on YouTube. So I was just like, you know what, people do this on YouTube, and this thing called underpainting, and I think it's just like applying a base layer. So I did it anyways in hoping that it would give me the benefits that I've been watching people do it on the YouTube. So yeah, it turned out crap. But I think underpainting is supposed to look that way. It's just to give like an undertone to your canvas, because you don't want an undertone of white peeping out to your canvas. So I made an underpainting of each of the elements. I hope I'm doing the right thing. If I'm doing the wrong thing, if any pros here know anything much more about underpaintings than this idiot here, and you see like the thing that I do is like a mistake, just let me know down below so that people don't repeat my mistakes. Yeah, in this channel here we learn together, okay? I'm not a pro, I'm just like learning my way through here and just like documenting myself. So after that underpainting has dried, I start to paint on the face of Painty the Pirate. And yeah, by the way, I guess this is a tip that I learned from this painting. Don't start with the subject. If you can, start with the background first, because if you start with the subject first, the background is going to interfere with the subject. I mean the foreground here. So, and then you have to like go on a tedious process back to just like repaint the foreground to refine the line. I'll show it in the future clips here. But yeah, I started with the face because I just think it looks exciting to draw. I like to draw faces, so I started with that. There's not really a right method here, there's just probably a better method. But yeah, I started with the face. So when I started with the face, it turned out actually quite satisfying. I thought the face was probably the hardest one going for me to paint, but I realized that this is not watercolor, this is acrylic, so I can like fix my mistake quite a lot with acrylic. So that is like the thing that I'm quite happy with acrylic. So yeah, a lot of mistakes and like refining has been done to the face, and I'm quite happy on how it turned out. The mustache, I really want that mustache one day, you know. As you can see, I don't really have a mustache. It's like people call it pervert mustache, and I find that disrespectful. This is like a legit mustache. Why is this not a valid mustache? The most relieving thing to paint this guy here is that he doesn't have the other eye. He has his eye patch. And yeah, my problem too is like not even able to draw the other eye. Sometimes my eye just be looking wonky at AF. I don't know why, but it's just do, okay? I don't know why. If you're an artist and you draw faces and you're not like a professional, you understand that, okay? So high five, give a like. But yeah, I was quite relieved that he doesn't have the other eye. And the beard was quite fun actually. The beard came out really cool, and I really like it. And the thing is, the thing that I admire about the reference photo is that how simplistic it looks. I sort of like try to channel that limited brush strokesness sort of into like Painty the Pirate here. For me, I'm a painter that doesn't focus on one thing. I just like to hop around in different aspects of the painting. So I would just like draw the eye and then go to the nose, go to the skin. Around the hat, I would just like to jump around in different aspects and just make it slowly like build up the colors and the layers and the values, and until it turned out like this. So yeah, and then on day 3 I start with the background. The funny thing is, I don't know why, I think it's just because I rarely painted landscapes, so I stick to that reference photo a little bit too detailed. Like I don't know how to explain, but yeah, like I said, on the face here, I tried to be like very loose and just like glance it like as best as I could, try to take it as my interpretation. But I think it's because I rarely paint landscapes. I just like trying to stick, like I need to get every brush strokes the same onto my canvas, and to be honest, it's just really quite hard. And yeah, I wasn't really quite satisfied with the outcome of the sky. But if you can see from the reference photo, you can see that the clouds are just like a swipe of confident brushstroke. But if you can see mine, it was just like a dabbings of white, titanium white. So yeah, and yeah, by the way, I had to use like a whole tube of titanium white. I think I haven't encountered acrylic painting YouTuber that has told me that you need a lot of titanium white. So I'm just going to tell you, you need a lot of titanium white. More challenges while painting the backgrounds was trying to get like the color as exactly the same as the reference photo. It was just quite hard because there's like no turquoise in here, but there is quite some peaks of turquoise. So yeah, at the end of the day, it still resembles the clouds like the reference photo, so that's great. So yeah, after that I took another day on like just refining everything, make sure the edges looks crisp and the horizon lines. Oh yeah, by the way, you know, at some point paint just came out of nowhere from the orange tube that I was using, and it was coming out like it doesn't have like the consistency of acrylic at all, and it just came pouring out and just spill everywhere. It got onto my shorts and the carpet.
Oh wow. Oh wow. Oh my god!
I thought I could handle acrylics, but clearly I don't. After finishing all that sketch and painting process and just refining, I head on to spray paint, put on fixative onto this canvas here, spray it clear. And we are finally finished with the artwork. I would say I've achieved a lot of improvement with my art, even though I haven't painted on canvas with acrylic for almost 5 years. I guess I can now confidently do more painting with a canvas. Absorbent and yellow and porous is he. If nautical nonsense be something you wish. If nautical nonsense be something you wish, then drop on the deck and then drop on the deck. Okay, then drop on the deck like a fish.